How you doing, friends? I don't know how this is going to work. I normally make videos out in the shop. This is in our old kitchen here. I know one thing, the light's kind of goofy because we got two skylights here. Uh, in the kitchen, and they're bright. You don't need lights on till way after dark. Our cook area is very, very bright because but it makes some funny shadows, so just bear with me. My phone died. It crashed, it died, it croaked, it did everything but bleed. So I'm gonna be a few days probably before I get that whole thing situation figured out. Anybody on WhatsApp and or whatever, we're gonna have to make videos with this tablet for a bit. I know it's not gonna be as good, but we'll do it. Hey, one of you sent me a saw in an ice cream freezer box. It's all the saw's all apart. If you recognize this, can you jog my darn memory? There was no note. There was no return address. I don't have a person's name, nothing. Tell me what's going on with this, guys. It's kind of important to me, obviously. I'd hate to be like the post office and have stuff slip through the cracks constantly. We don't go for that, you know. Well, I got busted by the Morgans pretty good, didn't I, about calling Melissa Morgan, Stephanie. Yeah, my bad. I don't know where that came from. It was like right out of the blue. But that's what happens sometimes. You know, we're human. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got pretty good rain today, so outside work's not going to happen. We're going to be a few days, and through the weekend, maybe 1 or 2 days next week, we're disassembling my chainsaw room. We're upgrading, and we're going to get a world map up. But most importantly, I need more storage place. I need more benches. We have them to put in. It's just got to be done. So I might have to move over into our music room for just a bit while I'm doing the work in there. Which it'll be warmer in the winter anyway, because you know we throw the insulation in. Yeah, it was old. It was going to be in a room for storage in my air compressor, and we started working out there a few years ago, and it just kind of went that way. But we're trying to get better all the time. I was going to share a story with you. I haven't done a story in a while, but this one was so darn funny. If you was there and seen this happen, you just laugh your butt off. But we are friends with some Amish, as much friends as they're allowed to be, and maybe a little more. But anyways, this one Amish family, they come over, they do our furrier work, which means trim the horses' hooves. And I've worked right beside these folks. I went and logged with them. I've worked in their fields with them. And I learned from them. I mean, when it comes to horses, ain't nobody, we don't know what they know, believe me, which is good for me. And in fact, I got to go see them here at some point. But let me tell you about these two lads. And I'll tell you their first names only. It's Raymond and Ephraim. Raymond's doing the trimming now, and their father is just serious good horseman. So this family's learned from the very best. Not all Amish are equal when it comes to horses. I did learn that one. Well, I got this donkey. He's a pretty good size. He's big enough to ride. And so we had, Raymond says, I'd like to train him for you. Would you like that? And I says, yeah, I'd like that. I said, I don't think you can. I said, he's hard-headed. I mean, I'd never seen anything so hard-headed in my life as a donkey when it's got his mind made up. He said, oh, I can do it, I can do it. He said, I can break him to right-in drive. I says, okay. Well, I went over there a few days later, and my gosh, they had them, they was riding that donkey. Donkeys don't steer good, you know. They just kind of, you can turn their head around, they just kind of walk sideways the other direction, you know. I mean, it is what it is. But they'll go anywhere. Well, the next time I went over, which was probably a week later, so they ain't messed with this donkey very long. Here I seen 4 little Amish children, just bam, 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 different sizes. They're riding him around, and they're jumping him across little ditches and up over this steep little bank by their pond and down around, walk him along the dike of their pond and down the other side. Yeah, it's kind of like an Amish go-kart, you know what I mean? Oh, they were just a squealing and tee and all that was so funny. Well, I hadn't heard from him about 3 weeks, so I went over and seen him, and he says, Raymond says, we got him in harness? I says, you did? He goes, yeah. Ephraim's eyes got big. He says, yeah, we did. And then Raymond says, I thought you said that donkey can't run. Well, donkeys can't run. Who knows anything about donkeys that can run? They just gotta, they do this, you know, they're not fat. He says, bull crap, they're not. He says, this one can run. Well, they got this long lane that runs up past their house, up the barn, makes a couple corners, and goes right on up to the top of the hill. That's a long ways. It opens up into some really big fields. They're saddle-shaped fields. And, I mean, they're big. Big fields. You know, I'm talking 200-acre field. So, normally, when they hook a horse they think's ready to go, they'll put him on what they call a breaking cart, which is a two-wheel cart that's a little bit longer so they'll get kicked, you know. And that's what it is. So they did that. And a horse going uphill will get tired. So if a horse decides to run away, horses, donkeys, anything, they run away from anything that scares them. And if that thing that scares them is behind them, well, you know they're trying to run away from that cart. Well, generally, way before they get to the top of the hill, that animal's tired, and it don't. It just stops. Then it gets time to calm down. Well, then it's wore out, and then you can go ahead and work with it up there in the fields, and they have good luck. They've done this for years this way. So here goes this donkey, and these two Amish lads got holding onto their hat, and they're just driving along right around that first corner, just sliding uphill. Right down the straight stretch, right up the next corner, sliding. And it washed some. There was big rocks there. Then it got steep. That donkey was running like crazy. Gets to the top of the hill, them Amish lads start to get a little nervous because ain't no horse yet, even race horses that they use. They use retired race horses on their buggies. A lot of people don't know that. And so he gets to the top of the hill, and they finally just edged him over, was pulling hard on the lines, and they got him going, running up the field. Next thing you know, he got him going, running across the other way. This animal's been running for about 15 minutes. And just a blat and a tail of flying, and two Amish lads lost their hats already by now, I'm sure. Because you got to decide whether you're holding on to your hat or you're holding on to that cart. Well, back at two, they went 2 or 3 times. Finally, he stopped. And he didn't stop very long, and he decided that he was going again. And there wasn't nobody going to do anything with him about it. And he decided he's going back to the barn because that's his temporary new home. And he liked it there. So he starts right downhill on a dead run. Boy, they're hauling away. Well, the bit broke. And it was a soft bit, but the bit broke. And they had no control. Once that happens, that's like your throttle on your truck or your car going wide open. You can't get it out of gear. That's what it's like. You got no brakes. Well, they bailed off the back of this buggy, and down it goes. Well, they told me that he went down through there and cut off the corner of that field and cut off around the other. He got a little cart right behind him. And their dad and another Amishman seen it happen, and they said, well, we'll just get on each side of him. When he gets by, we'll go ahead and grab that bridle, and we'll stop him. Well, they grabbed that bridle, and they were fixing to be dragged. He didn't see them. He wasn't stopping. This was not the way it was going to be. Well, they darn near tumbled, and they let him go, and they picked their hats up, put them back on their head, and that darn fool, he went and run all the way around the barn. And they said, oh, my. He says, we got to stop him somehow. He's going to wreck some. Well, the next trip around, he dives right inside the barn. Well, that's a through runway. It's concrete through that barn. Well, when he went to go to the right, it was just a little cut two-loop course with them long shafts on that two-wheel cart. It hung up on a post, and he couldn't go. Well, by the time these two adult Amishmen got up there and found where the donkey was, he was just standing there, just like nothing was wrong. Everything was just fine, and he didn't care. Well, they got him all the hardest, got him off the buggy, and he goes right in the barn, goes right just all happy. He wasn't upset or nothing. But can you imagine that, a donkey that can run away with you? And I'm sure that if you watched that, that would have been real funny. Okay, people, I got to do something about a phone. I got to get something that's got a good camera. I got to be able to use this stupid thing. So I'm looking right now. I'm sure when my boy gets home, he'll lead me in the right direction. This last phone didn't last only 6 months. I mean, I only dropped it 20 or 30 times. I don't think that could be it. Tell you what happened with the thing. I don't like updating phones. When you fairly new or something, yeah, go ahead and do that. But I just, every time I update a phone, something goofy happens. Well, last night it forced an update. All right? And today it don't work. So maybe, I'm a nuts and bolts guy. I don't know nothing about these electricals. But I kind of think that update done my phone in. So we'll see. See you at the next go around. Anybody on WhatsApp or something, if you can get a hold of Colin or something, or just wait a few days, I'm going to use the same number if possible. But we'll get this straightened out. Thank you so much.